Let's talk
No,
about
let me go off right here. So, World War III happens. The main theaters, right? I mean, there is the Pacific one, Europe theater, whatever, right? But in this new one, there'll be different theaters because geopolitically stuff changes. Blah blah blah. The main theaters. Let's start with the first one that's right now in conflict. Ukraine and Russia. That's the first kind of place.
Do you know why they're beefing?
All right. No. Let me get through this and then we'll go to that. Okay. So these would be the main places that these wars would happen, right? You would have Ukraine and Russia. You would have Israel and Palestine. You would have India and Pakistan. And you would have China and Taiwan.
Wait, India and Pakistan?
They don't like each other. I don't know if you knew this.
That's interesting.
I don't know too much about that. I mean, I know much more about the first two, and
that's a really
well. Taiwan is very important because of the various factories and industries we have there, and we'd want to protect that. And I don't have too much of a problem with that. But and then let me think. What else is? Oh, North Korea, South Korea. That's one more. And then there's other arguments for smaller countries, like whatever. But those would be the main ones, right? And right now, who are we on the allies with technically on a paper level? Not who do people care about, right? On the paper level, we're allies with Ukraine. On the paper level, we are allies with Israel. I don't agree with that. On a paper level, we're allies with, I believe, India.
Europe.
Well, yeah, we're in NATO. And then on another level, we're allies with Taiwan and obviously South Korea. And I think that in order to convince a group of people that you must forcibly be drafted into war to fight against these people, it's going to be extremely hard. It's going to require so much programming and false flags that it would have to be the most masterful 30 years of social engineering to ever occur. Almost as false and fake as World War II. And I don't want to go into that too much. I haven't researched that far enough, but you can just see that the detrimental results of that psychologically and historically are unprecedented, So with that, right, if there is a World War III, it would be very hard to get people to be on board with it. The only exception, the only way that it could happen, if there's true mainland invasion, right, which would not happen because nobody could win that. So that's one thing that is very interesting to me, and I kind of, nobody in America, I'd say only 1% of people in America support Israel, probably. I don't know, there's some poll out there that is probably like 5%, but whatever. We're split on Ukraine, Russia. Everybody knows that because you just fucking eat it. Just put it right there.
No, it's good.
Are you sure?
I don't want that.
He wants his pound cake. He can have his pound cake.
It's good.
Cake. And that, so we're split on the Ukraine-Russia thing. Kind of. Taiwan, I think most people in the U.S. kind of support Taiwan. India, Pakistan, we're kind of split there. So you have like South, everybody kind of supports South Korea, but there's probably like a good like 15% who are like, North Korea, whatever. Maybe they're not as bad, but I'm kind of indifferent to that. And it's very interesting. It's like, how could you convince these people to go to that war, right? And that's kind of what I think about a lot. The amount of social engineering through Hollywood propaganda, false flags, ideologies, fake terrorist attacks. What would have to happen in order to get the people in this country to just blindly side with our allies there, right? And I just don't know how that could happen. And I truly believe it would be a genius fucking masterpiece from whoever pulls the strings in this world if that were to ever happen. And what do you think of that? I don't know.
Well, the people who do wars that cause everything to how it is now has been the same two groups of people. The fact that we think a certain kind of wars on certain levels when India is fighting amongst itself, Korea is fighting amongst itself. People in Taiwan are fighting amongst themselves. People in America. Everybody's fighting other people, but they're still fighting themselves. So essentially, like I'm saying, the same two groups of people. There's no difference now than all the other world wars and wars that happened before, or wars that will happen in the future. Because it's still going to be the same two groups fighting each other, Group A and Group B.
Yeah, Axis allies. And one thing that I think would have to just happen, besides the propaganda, which you kind of saw in World War II kind of build up with the FDR's administration and Churchill's kind of pushing into that, pushing him into our war, is one thing that could have easily been prevented, but it just had to happen, I guess, was Pearl Harbor. Like, it was just one event, terrible event, lots of Americans died. That's what they would need. And it's like, what would that be here? Right? What would our next Pearl Harbor be? What would our 9/11 be? What with 9/11 didn't quite work out the way they wanted to. It just was just a kind of falsely choreographed war on terror that they did, which didn't end up well. Which is why they use more subversive tactics for that, like the drone strikes. It's like, just like you're playing fucking COD, nobody fucking. It's not a big deal. Just a little drone strike. For me, it's a big deal, but for them, it's not. It's less impactful. So we would need a Pearl Harbor type event to happen, and I think it's like, where would that be, right? What would have to happen? They talk about sleeper cells. There's articles, Iranian sleeper cells in America. Where are they? I don't hear about them. It's because they probably don't fucking exist. Because whoever wrote that article, whoever paid them, just told them to say it with like probably no evidence. I don't know, but it's all a fucking fugazi. And I think that if there was a Pearl Harbor happening, it would have to be some masterful fucking Hitchcockian storytelling. Like, that would have to occur to make it convincing.
I can guarantee every conflict there has ever been in heritage, history, lineage, at any point in time are all connected. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
Even ones that contradict each other.
Yeah.
So, as far as the wars and shit, people scared of war when they're not realizing even when war is over, we're still going to be at war.
It's like, like Korea War just happened right after World War II. Like within a couple of years.
Not even that, like, not even on a wide scale. One person feels one way and another person feels another way. That's war. Yeah. You wake up, if we conquered the whole world, we would still be at war with each other.
Yeah, putting down revolts,
Not even that. Yeah. I'm saying, like, you wake up, you have a different feeling than your mom, and that causes you to feel this way. Now you go out and do something over here, and that causes other people to feel we're at war with ourselves. So no world war is bigger than the world war that's been going on. World war never stopped. World war started when the earth came into existence. That's a long ass time ago, depending how you want to go about that. But as far as world war, if there was another Pearl Harbor or 9/11 or any of that, even those have a bigger message than what we think it did. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it still adds on to my point here where I'm saying the wars and shit don't matter because we've been at war continuously every day, every night. There's not 1 hour where people are not at war with each other. There's no point in history where everybody is just on peacetime, where they don't think about it.
Yeah, like a gang war or something.
Yeah, because say like the word overthrow. Say if America was overthrown, that doesn't mean something bad. Physically, they may not kill the people. They might amalgamate with them. They may overthrow their religion, overthrow their finances. They may overthrow their hypocrisy.
Like William the Conqueror in the UK. Essentially, the modern country of England, you know, it stems from Alfred the Great's lineage, right? But it's still, you know, bloodliningly, that's not a word, descends from Alfred the Great. But it did come from, like, in 1066, conquest from William the Conqueror. He was from Normandy. He was from France. So essentially, the modern kind of kingdom of England comes from a France conqueror, a French conqueror. You know, so that's one thing there. And then you can kind of go into other things like the Anglo-Saxons migrating, breeding, and the term Anglo comes from the Anglo-Saxons from Germany, right? So there's that. But directly there, you do kind of have that overthrow happening, but the identity of those who still live there was still more powerful than the French controlled, you know, French regime that controlled them, and they were separate from what would become the kingdom of the Franks and everything. So yeah, because
when you get into it, what I'm basically saying is, no matter how you spend the coin will still be a fucking coin.
Yeah.
You could turn a coin to a quarter and a quarter to a dollar, and there'll still be the same concept of the money.
Yes.
Or the currency, at least. Not the money, because money is subjective. Of the currency, transactional property. Right. So what I'm saying is, for all you know it, nigga, random shit can happen. Antarctica can start beefing with the whole world and wipe
the
all
penguins. Yeah.
And the niggas in Antarctica could come out and just start fucking waging war on the water or some shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because no matter how you look at it, the main war is still the same war that niggas talk about in fucking Bibles and movies and shit.
Well, I mean, it's like, you look at Jerusalem, it's the most fought over city in history.